The Bureaucrat, a novel by Levi Sweeney, read by the author. Chapter 10, Shindig. Video 49285, August 2024. Playing video. Beep. There was change in the air in Washington state. Revolution, in fact, according to local AM talk radio personalities. Thomas D. read the Seattle Globe. If there was a revolution going on in Seattle, the Globe was not reporting on it. But... So yeah, the Summer Freedom Bash, said Steve German, wearing his big white Stetson hat. He and Thomas exited the hotel boardroom where the KC GOP Executive Board usually held its monthly meetings. After another long night, a lot of arguing and complaining had taken place. Travis Wood, the county chair, was trying to rally the troops by preaching that Democratic gubernatorial candidate Russ Gerson was an evil version of Ken McNor. His bright orange tie looked a bit tight. It sounds like Thomas was an economist, not a marketer, but even he thought that he could have come up with a better name for the event. A major KC GOP donor was bankrolling it, and every PCO from King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties have been asked to attend. Yeah, I know. I guess my Generation Z niece would say cringe, said Steve. But, well, a lot of us are kind of expected to go, run a booth, give some speeches, hobnob. There will be, I don't know, food trucks, live music, probably a really bad country rock band, maybe a bounce house for the kids, a million vendors and long-shot candidates selling random junk and asking for money. And maybe some people think that's fun, but... You don't? Said Thomas. Well, where are you going? Are you going, Steve? Steve shook his head. It's the height of summer. I'd sweat to death. I don't do parties, really. But honestly, my idea of a good time is maybe eating a bunch of really, really good homemade sandwiches while staying up late on New Year's Eve. With my wife, maybe. I don't know. That's just me. Thomas nodded. He kind of knew what Steve meant. I think we'll go to that bash, said Thomas. The YR is actually having a booth there, and maybe Travis will want some assistance with the booth he's running. My LD might have a booth, too. Said Steve. Danforth, Jen, will be there. I'll ask her how it went later, though. He parted ways with Thomas, heading for the hotel parking garage. Let me know if they have a Cuban taco truck or something, he said over his shoulder as he left. Monroe, Washington. Thomas arrived at the ranch where the event was being held. He was dressed in khakis and a polo instead of his usual business suit for the occasion. It was summer. He had a baseball cap on, branded with Rich Everett's campaign logo. But there was Travis Wood, as usual, setting up his tacky booth, dressed to the nines in his very, very, very nice-looking suit and his bright orange tie. Thomas D. felt sorry for Travis. He looked like he was lonely, stomping into those monthly board meetings alone, stone-faced, putting on a big smile, and trying to be charismatic while everyone else was bored or irritated, and then marching back out just as stone-faced. Where do all these lonely people come from? Thought Thomas, as he greeted Travis, put on a lanyard, and started helping him man the booth. Where did I come from? The weather wasn't that hot. Thomas enjoyed the sun. It beat down on his olive skin. He remembered something as he stood in the heat, munching away on a very tasty Cuban sandwich he'd bought at a nearby truck. Analysis. This is just like that vacation we took once, as a family, all those years ago when I was 10. Recall, video 11024, archive. Video playing. Beep. Thomas, my boy, what are you doing? I'm reading the book, Dad. It's a beautiful sunny day at this beach. Why is your nose stuck in a book? Why is your nose stuck in a margarita? Ha 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 ha! End of video. Beep. Thomas blinked. Hard. Was that a tear? I miss the old Dad, he thought. Dad. He looked off, over to his right. About 4 booths down, there was a lonely, almost deserted booth, between a fit, handsome man in a button-up shirt and a tie, apparently asking eagerly for donations, but it wasn't for a cause or a candidate. Some people were talking to him, deeply engaged. Sitting on the booth's table behind him was a young girl, a redhead, pretty, maybe 17 or 18 years old. Thomas D. was curious. There was a lull in the booth traffic, so he turned to Travis and said, Mr. Chair, who's that a few booths down? What's the story? Do you know? Travis smirked. He knew all about it. You've never heard of Seth Pauley? I know you read the Globe, Mr. D. Thomas D. smiled. Travis pronounced his name right these days. Pauley, said Thomas. Lawsuits, right? Something about taxes or ballot initiatives? I do other things these days, sir. Said Travis. It's kind of a sad story, that booth over there. Seth Pauley is the Republican political agitator par excellence in the state. He's really good at gaining attention, but he's a bit shady, has skeletons in his closet. Liked the spotlight a little too much, attracted the wrong head of attention from Gerson, the AG, I mean. And now, he's nearly broke, flat broke, and panhandling at events like this one to pay his legal debts. Thomas D. was thinking of getting out of politics in August 2024. He had met a lot of people like Pauley during his time in politics. Thomas did not see him as a role model. Who's that girl he's with? Said Thomas. Daughter, said Travis, waving at some old cronies headed their way. Name's Sarah or something. Sticks to him like paint. Who knows what the mom's like. But I guess Sarah really likes her dad. They work on a lot of campaigns together. Nice kid, just really quiet. Doesn't talk much. Thomas D. looked at Pauley and Sarah again. Sarah was sitting Indian style on the table. Really teeny, probably fit and healthy. Possible high school athlete or just petite. She looked like she was mashing buttons on a Game Boy or maybe an MP3 player, not a smartphone. Thomas didn't really have a good look from his spot. Thomas decided to do some more people watching. Travis was doing okay with his booth, so Thomas D. took a walk. Nobody remembered him from the hullabaloo at the state convention back in April. Nobody had spoken to him about anything related to it after he returned from there. Nobody. Rich Everett was the man of the hour now. He and Russ Gerson had won the primary. But could Everett win in the general? There are no crystal balls in politics. Brass balls are way better. Sometimes. Sid Meiber could totally beat Gerson, just like a Trump, Thomas heard somebody griping to another person. Might have been the Moms for Liberty booth. No, that is false, thought Thomas ruefully. Sid Meiber is a gubernatorial candidate in Washington state. Donald Trump is a presidential candidate in the United States. Apples to oranges, my friend. He heard another snatch of dialogue. Buy these AI art comic books, educational materials about the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I made them myself. I know a lot about both of those topics, thought Thomas, pitying the voice. Perhaps you do too. Maybe you know more than most. But why are you at this event? You sound talented, surely more than most of the vendors here. Why waste your potential? One more voice entered into Thomas D.'s ears, and then he decided to go look for a friend. I thought Rich Everett would be like a stuffed shirt, but when I marched in the parade in Chinatown with him, I was like, my God, Rich is jacked. Thomas D. cracked a smile. You had no idea what Rich Everett even looked like, and you didn't know anything about him, including the fact that he was a fitness nut policeman for many years, but you went all the way to Chinatown to march in a parade for him. Thomas D. found a friend. Hey, Thomas, said Chad, the county party political director, when Thomas arrived at the YR booth. Chad had a really nice, dirty blonde hair. He had freckles. He always wore really nice suits, similar to Thomas D. and Travis Wood. Thomas D. couldn't ever seem to remember his last name. It was hard to spell. Polish, maybe. Chad, said Thomas, is Mari here? Oh, no, she couldn't make it, said Chad. But yeah, we've got a lot of people signing up at this booth. Marco was supposed to be here, but he's in Whatcom County right now. You helping out Trav over there? Yeah. Travis just needed me to pitch in for a little. He's doing fine now, said Thomas. Sure. So, how is running the back office of the KCGOP treating you, Chad? Oh boy, I keep getting calls from angry Meiber supporters. Everybody in my Rolodex really wanted Sid Meiber to be in the general. And now they're throwing a fit and refusing to volunteer for Everett. It's like a cult or something. What is it with Meiber? What's the appeal? He's a loser. Thomas smiled thinly, like he'd seen Jen Danforth do sometimes. Chad, he thought. Sid Meiber was and is intimately attuned to the psychology of Republican Party primary voters. He was always a long-shot candidate, but if it weren't for all his dirty laundry, he would actually be a force to be reckoned with. He has talent, Chad. Do you? Thomas shook Chad's hand and kept walking. He wasn't really enjoying himself. He was bored, like at work. He was anticipating a promotion in a few years, with it new leadership responsibilities. But how long did he really want to spend living in Seattle? The state convention in Spokane back in April had exhausted his energies. He was spent and trying to recuperate. He was pretty mellow right now. He really wanted to go home. His parents had flown out to visit him in June and had spoken very kindly to him. The three of them hadn't been in the same room in 5 years. Things had changed. Change. Who changed? Thomas D. or Mr. and Mrs. D? Both? Neither? Unknown. Thomas D. found a quiet bit of field at the edge of the fairground. It was about 20 feet away from Travis Wood's KCGOP booth. There was a stray folding chair there, randomly left there by some other vendor. He sat down on it. He thought, it's Saturday today. It's probably almost dinner time over in Long Island. I wonder if Dad is sitting at home right now. Thinking, maybe. Reception was pretty good out here. Thomas D. took out his phone and dialed his father's personal phone number. Ring. Ring. This is JJ. Hey, Dad, it's me, Thomas. Thomas, Tommy, my boy, how are you? You haven't called on the phone in a long time. What's up, sonny? Thomas grinned ear to ear. I was wrong, he thought. The old Dad never left. He's still here. I was misinterpreting the data. I didn't see the inside story. I'm doing great, Dad, he said, relishing the phrase. I'm at this big outdoor event for the party right now. I'm taking a break from running our booth. Ha ha ha, nice. How is the weather? We've got a hailstorm outside right now. Yeesh. The weather is very beautiful and sunny over here. It's a lovely August afternoon in Seattle. Excellent. So, what's on your mind, Tommy? Just calling to check in? Last time you called me on the telephone, you were carpooling to Seattle back from Spokane. You left a really awful, really sad voicemail. We emailed a bit, and my, you sounded like a very, very bad word. Everything okay, Tommy? Tommy. I'm feeling a bit mellow, Dad, said Thomas. Just chilling, I guess. Honestly, though, this event I'm at is really cringe. Ha ha ha! Yeah, I think I know what you are talking about. I get invited to events like that one by the local Dems all the time. They think that just because I wrote a memoir about free speech or something a decade ago, that I'm also a crazy hippie flower child too. It's crazy. I'm glad you think politics is fun, but, well, I just hope you find your people is all. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Thomas D. shed a real tear just then. Dad, I'm thinking of retiring from politics soon. It was fun while it lasted, but after the general election, I really am serious about taking you up on your offer to come work in your office back home. I know I still haven't filled out the application yet, but... Oh, I knew you'd come around, said James, sounding very happy. We all missed you, Sonny. It's been too long. I know you wanted to get out on your own and be your own man or whatever, become a full person. That's really great, but... Your mother and I really need people in our business whom we know we can trust. I need you, Tommy. I need you, Tommy. I need you too, Dad, said Thomas. Can I call you back in a week or two? I'll email you a little bit too. I want to come home soon, perhaps even by Christmas. Christmas homecoming, it's poetry. Of course, Sonny. I know you're young and just figuring things out. We all are, aren't we? Love it. Yes, email. I'll be in touch. Absolutely, Dad. Wait for my next call. Sure, Tommy. Bye. Bye. Click. This is The Bureaucrat, a novel by Levi Sweeney, read by the author. You have been listening to Chapter 10. Thank you.